title. The ashes of Zara in the wind scoured highlands of the north, where the snow kissed the mountains like a lover mourning its loss. There lived a woman named Zara. She was born beneath a blood moon, a sign the old seers interpreted with awe and fear. She shall be both sword and storm, they whispered, a harbinger of glory or ruin. Zara was not raised with lullabies and dolls. Her lullabies were the howling winds that battered their wooden halls. Her toys were carved daggers and wooden shields. She was the only daughter of Chief Malrik, the warlord of the Skarn tribes, a man feared for his ferocity and respected for his honor. By the time she reached 16, Zara had already taken up arms in battle. Her braid swung like a black whip as she fought, her amber eyes gleaming with a cold fire. Men fell beneath her blade not just because of her strength, but because she was swift, ruthless, and precise. She led raids, defended borders, and crushed rebellions. They called her the Snow Hawk, untouchable and unyielding. But even the fiercest hawk can falter when its heart grows wings. It happened in the spring of Zara's 22nd year. The southern emissaries came to Skarn under banners of peace, offering trade, unity, and an alliance sealed with marriage. Among them was Prince Callan of Velmir, a slender man with a poet's voice and a general's mind. His charm was no mask, he spoke truth wrapped in kindness, and for the first time, Zara saw a world beyond war. They would meet beneath the moonlight on the cliffs overlooking the valley. He would speak of cities made of marble, of music that floated on wine-scented air. And she, fierce Zara, found herself melting. She began to dream not of conquest, but of gardens and children who knew only peace. Against her father's advice, she agreed to the alliance. Love, she believed, could bridge the gap between sword and scepter. But love, as the old seers warned, is a flame that burns both hearth and home. The wedding was planned, the tribes gathered, and on the eve of the celebration, Zara stood in her chamber brushing silver into her dark hair. That night, Callan came not with flowers or kisses, but with soldiers. Velmir's army struck in silence, under cover of darkness. The Skarn warriors were caught unarmed, unready. Fires spread through the camp, screams echoed through the mountains. Zara's father was slain in his sleep. Her mother was dragged from the temple, and Callan, he stood with crimson hands, whispering it was the only way. The alliance was never for peace. It was conquest masked in silk. Zara escaped through the mountain pass, wounded but alive. For days she wandered the wilds, the cold biting her bones, her heart shattered in her chest. She buried her father with trembling hands, carved his name into stone with her dagger, and lit a pyre that turned the night sky red. They thought her dead. They thought the fire of Skarn had been extinguished. They were wrong. Over the years, whispers spread of a shadowed rider with a hawk-shaped scar over her heart, who rode with a pack of exiles and outcasts, striking southern forts like a storm from the highlands. Zara became a legend, a nightmare carved from betrayal and grief. She no longer fought for tribe or love, she fought for vengeance. And then, one night, as snowflakes kissed her lashes, she stood before the gates of Velmir. The siege was swift and brutal. Zara's fury was not reckless, it was calculated. Her army moved like a winter plague, unstoppable and silent. When the walls fell and the last bell tolled, she found Callan in the throne room. No longer the Golden Prince, he was gaunt, haunted, and unarmed. "I loved you," he whispered, tears streaming down his cheeks. "So did I," she answered, before plunging her father's blade into his heart. As he fell, Zara knelt beside him, not in mercy but in mourning. "I dreamed of peace," she said softly, "but all I was ever given was fire." She left the throne room in silence, letting the wind carry her sorrow. To this day, they say Zara wanders the northern peaks. Some call her a ghost, others a goddess. But the old ones say she is the storm reborn, a warrior woman betrayed by love, who now trusts only the howl of the wind and the weight of her sword. And when the snow falls thick and red, the villagers whisper, "Zahara rides tonight."